Do you have a baby and do you want to travel, but you're not sure how to handle food when you're on the road? Imagine exploring exotic destinations and introducing your baby to a world of flavors. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to travel with your baby once you've started solid foods. Picture this. You are seated at a seaside restaurant. You're in a quaint vacation town and your baby's in a high chair pulled up to the table with you and just delighting in eating all of the local cuisine and delicacies. And then another patron walks up to you and comments, "Wow, it's amazing to see your baby just eating all that real food." This happens all the time. And here's how it can work for you. Let's start with some restaurant tips. Anyone who has ever been to a restaurant with a baby knows it can be a harrowing experience. And if you've ever worked in a restaurant, then you're exceptionally sensitive to the mess that your baby might be making. Here's how you can succeed at restaurants with your baby. First, bring your own bib and splash mat. The splash mat goes under the high chair. The splash mat catches the mess and then cuts down on the post-meal cleanup. Bring your own suction placemat or mat or bowl. Putting food directly on the table for your baby is not hygienic and can be counterproductive for self-feeding, whereas a suction mat or bowl helps stabilize your baby and supports independent eating. You don't eat food directly off the table, so your baby shouldn't have to either. Choose foods from the menu that you want to eat and then modify them to pick out the parts that your baby can safely eat. Now keep in mind it does not really matter how much your baby is eating, but rather that your baby gets to join in a family meal at a restaurant with you. I also like to pack my own portable high chair for restaurants. The restaurant high chairs will never have a footrest, and some of those chairs, like the portable ones, they pack down really, really small. And then they affix safely to the adult chair so you can allow your baby to participate in meals with the rest of the family. The most frequently asked question I get about traveling with babies is, what kind of snacks do you pack? Now, when you're at home and you're on your schedule and you've got solid food meals with infant milk in between, babies do not need snacks. But when you're on the road, all bets are off. And travel days are all about survival, and survival very likely includes snacks. So look for snacks that contain no added sugar and minimal amounts of salt. I don't do any hard, crunchy, or crispy snacks for early eaters, but I love things like bananas. I will do boiled eggs. I like baby peanut puffs or nut puffs that don't have any added sugar. These all work great for early eaters when you're out and about and trying to feed your baby. What do babies eat if you're staying in a hotel? So I, for one, love a hotel breakfast buffet for baby-led weaning. You can almost always find plain oatmeal made without added sugar. You can get scrambled eggs or hard-boiled eggs without added salt. Look for soft cut fruit that are pieces that pass that little squish test that your baby can feed themselves. If you're bringing your own food, most hotels will put a small or mini fridge in your room. Even if it wasn't there to begin with it, you can request it. So you might know this from your breastfeeding days, or if you've ever requested a fridge to store pumped milk or formula in. But don't forget about the fridge when you start solid foods too, as it's great for storing leftovers or food that you've brought to the hotel for your baby. Traveling with kids is supposed to be fun, but it can be stressful. As much as possible, try to stick to a schedule when you're on the road. Once you've started solid foods, if you can, try not to skip days. You can offer solid foods to your baby 1 to 2 times per day. If the baby is 6 to 7 months of age, bump that up to 2 to 3 times per day for 8 to 9 month old babies. And then for 10 months and beyond, we like to see babies eating 3 times a day if you can. Be sure to allow for extra time when you're feeding your baby on the road. Probably gonna take longer, and it's definitely gonna look a little bit different than when you are at home. You can plan for additional stops and breaks during your journey to accommodate feeding, and never forget that safety is top of mind. You never want to feed the baby while sitting in a stroller or in a rear-facing car seat. Babies need to be sitting in a high chair with their back flat and their feet resting flat on a solid foot plate. Always observe your baby when they're eating. Even if you're relaxing on vacation, you still have to pay attention. So traveling, it's unpredictable, right? Try to remain flexible and patient. Even though you're in a new environment, your baby's still learning how to eat. So use traveling as an opportunity to try new foods that you don't eat at home. Stay calm, adapt to the situation, and remember that the overall travel experience matters way more than a perfect meal. I've got more videos about safely starting solid foods here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and get notified when new videos are live. Safe travels and happy feeding.